Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver. The Lone Ranger.
At the close of the Mexican War, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848 gave to the United States a vast tract of land that became known as the Southwest Territory. Its populace consisted mainly of people of Spanish descent, honest, hard-working people who were eager to cooperate as new citizens of the United States, but who were often unaware of their newfound rights as free citizens. In one section of the territory, this situation tempted ignorant and greedy men to exploit the people for selfish and short-sighted ends. To enforce their criminal demands, outlaws boldly held up stagecoaches in broad daylight. Peaceful men who refused to submit to blackmail were often shot down in ambush. The homes of innocent victims were set afire and burned to the ground. For a time, this section was one of the most dangerous areas in the early days of the West. When the governor heard rumors of this condition, he called upon two men who had helped him before, Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
What's the matter, Tonto? Wait.
Me hear 2 or 3 horses running fast. Not far.
Over there, Tonto. Look, Tonto.
2 men chase man on horse.
Come on, Silver. Don't drop. You're wearing a mask.
Don't be alarmed. If you're on the side of the law, we want to help you.
A masked man and an Indian. Great white horse. I always wanted a white horse because I wanted to be like a certain masked man. Could it be that...
Him Lone Ranger.
And you are Tonto?
Why you run away from men?
It's a long story. My name is Rodrigo. Rafael Rodrigo.
I recognize the name. Your family has a large ranch in the valley.
But no longer, sir.
You sold it?
It was stolen from us by a murderer named Andrew Gage.
We'll camp here, Tonto, and listen to Rafael's story.
Something funny about this.
Yeah, I didn't figure the kid was smart enough to dodge us.
What'll Gage do?
What can he do? Kill us? This is very good.
You eat more bread.
Thanks, Tonto.
Rafael, you said that a man named Gage took over your ranch. How did he do that?
Well, he is the tax collector for the whole valley. He simply kept raising the taxes until we could no longer pay them.
You call him murderer.
Yes, I did. I'm sure he's the one who killed my father.
That's a very serious charge, Rafael. Can you prove it?
I can only tell you what has burned in my memory for 10 long years.
Go on.
When I was 12, my mother died. My father took us on a trip to Mexico to help us forget our sorrows. But on the way back, we were held up and robbed by 3 masked men. When their leader thought that we were holding back money from him, he demanded that I be searched. My father tried to protect me, and then it happened.
Mister, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. You see what I mean, kid? Never argue with a man who has a gun. The gun is power, and a man with power has everything his own way. Search the kid. Not bad for a day's work, huh? But after this, I think we better think of a different scheme.
He killed my father in cold blood. And then I knew that I would never forget that voice as long as I lived. Years later, I had dreams, nightmares about his voice. For years, my grandfather, Don Esteban, took care of me. And then a few weeks ago, after 4 years of college in the East, I returned home to find that evil days had fallen upon our ranch.
It is like that throughout the valley, Raphael.
But is there no money to pay the taxes?
Well, like myself, most of the others have already given all their money to save their land. My last payment of gold was not enough. The tax collector wanted more.
Who is this tax collector?
Well, he is the only government official in the valley. He's been here but a few years. His name is Andrew Gage.
The name is Colonel Andrew Gage. Who are you?
This is my grandson, Rafael Rodriguez.
I didn't know you had a grandson.
Well, he has been away to school in the East ever since his parents died.
So, instead of paying your taxes, you spent your money on a fancy schooling for the kid.
I read books that say in America people should not be subjected to excessive taxes.
The people in this territory are subject to anything I say.
What is this?
The official notice that this property has been legally confiscated, that the land, house, and furnishings will be sold for back taxes.
Confiscated by whom?
By the government, of course.
That is you.
Yes, that's right. Any more questions?
Yes. Why does a tax collector wear a uniform?
To remind the people of this valley that I represent the authority of the United States government, and as such am to be respected.
I don't believe you represent any authority.
No? Ruth, Ben. See to it that these two get off this government property and stay off now. I'm taking this rancho over as my temporary headquarters. Well, what are you staring at? Get out.
Get going. I don't want to see your faces around here again.
Grandpa, Gage's voice.
What?
Think, Grandpa, 10 years ago, the bandits who held up our buggy, who killed my father.
I could not know
It is the voice of the bandit leader, I'm sure of it. Come,
Where are we going?
to the governor, to tell him that Gage is a murderer.
What proof have you?
None. None except my own memory.
Yes, the memory of a second-class citizen. No, my son, no one will believe you. Others have tried to fight Gage, and they have met with disaster.
I'll fight him on his own terms.
What can you do?
Rob his collectors. Use the gold to help our friends. Give it to them in case Gage tries to steal their property.
But they would kill you.
They'll have to catch me before they can kill me.
It is a desperate thing, son. I wish you good luck.
Thank you, Grandpa. Come. That was almost 2 weeks ago. Since then, I have done all I could to protect our people from Gage's men. This morning, I saw two of them holding up an old man. I opened fire, and I missed. They came after me, and that's when you saw me.
Me think this man Gage traitor.
Yes, Tonto. The people of Sabine Valley are new citizens, but they have the same rights as any other Americans. To be victimized by a corrupt official, that must be stopped.
Yes, but what can we do? Gage has now stolen practically all my people's money.
Where does he keep it?
In a safe at the old hacienda. But he's living there now.
Him make stealing look legal.
Yes, Tonto, and that may be his undoing.
What do you mean?
Gage has probably kept records of his money and his tax rates. Those records would provide convincing evidence for the governor to take immediate action.
We get them now, Kimasabi?
No, Tonto, I want you to help Raphael.
Whatever you say.
A signed petition of complaint from the people against Gage would help complete the evidence.
I understand. I'll draw one up right away. And have all the people sign it.
Very well. And now if you'll tell me how to get to Gage's headquarters.
Of course.
Andrew Gage and I have some business to settle.
I'm tired of excuses. You let a schoolboy make a fool out of both of you. Must I do everything myself? Ruth, see who it is.
Don't make a sound. Get over here.
Where's Ruth? I have a lot more to say to you two.
Shall I get him?
Yeah.
There's no need for that. Drop your gun. I'll tell you where your friend is. He's outside, tied and gagged. Now move away from that desk. At once.
Who are you and why the mask?
I've no time for questions. Open the safe. Get over there alongside of him.
The money in that safe belongs to the United States government. If you take that, you'll never get out of this territory alive.
If I don't take it, you two men will.
Oh, I'm shot.
That bullet didn't touch your hand, Gage. Let it be a warning.
I ain't never seen shooting like that.
All right, you two. Get over by the fireplace. Come on.
Whoever you are, I'll kill you for this.
Like the man you killed in the buggy holdup 10 years ago?
Hey, boss, who is he?
Shut up. You've got the wrong man, mister.
I have. Isn't it unusual for a tax collector to have handcuffs? Here. Snap one on his wrist. Put the other one on yourself. Now turn around. Now lie down on the floor.
All right, stranger, get it over with.
Is it painful, Gage? You should know. Cowards die 1,000 times before they're really dead. Keep your face to the floor. Now don't move.
Come now. You not followed, Kimasabi?
No, Tonto, I left several false trails in case they tried to come after me.
Oh, you think of everything.
Do you have the petition?
We could have had more signatures if we had tried longer.
Good. This cannot fail to impress the governor.
You bring gold and records?
Yes, I have them in the saddlebags. I want to get them to the governor as quickly as possible.
And me go with you.
Rodrigo's life may be in danger. He may need your help.
My grandfather, Don Esteban, is hiding at a shack at the end of our ranch. We might stay with him.
Good. I'll meet you there tomorrow when I return. Adios.
Good luck, sir.
You put out fire, me take care of other things.
Careful and hurry.
There you are, boss.
Now let's get after that outlaw.
Hold it. There's no telling where he's hiding. It may take us days to find him now.
What I don't figure is, why'd he take those tax records?
Yeah, you'd think he'd be satisfied with just the gold.
Wait a minute. Remember about 10 years ago we held up a buggy? There was an old man and his kid. His name was Rodrigo.
Yeah, and you knocked him off.
But not his kid.
I don't follow you.
The kid is Rafael Rodrigo.
Well, what's he got to do with the masked man?
He must have told him about the holdup.
What?
It fits. When I first saw Rafael Rodrigo a couple of weeks ago, he kept staring at me. I couldn't figure it out then. But I think he was listening to my voice and remembering.
So?
He's behind this. He's out to build up a case against me.
Then we better clear out.
No, not until we get that gold back.
And the records?
It may take them days, weeks before they do anything about them.
That Rodrigo kid will be as hard to find as a masked man.
Maybe not. He'll stay close to Esteban, and Don Esteban's too old to go very far.
Then you figure they're hiding somewhere around here.
Exactly. I want you two to search every cabin and line shack in the radius of a couple of miles.
And if we find him?
I want him brought back here alive. Hold it. I'm going to write a note that you're to leave wherever you find Don Esteban.
Sometime later, Tonto and Rafael rode toward the hiding place of Rafael's grandfather, unaware that Gage's henchmen have been there before them.
There it is, Tonto.
But me not see sign that man live there.
Don Esteban keeps his horse hidden behind those trees.
Me still think it too quiet.
Maybe you're right, Tonto. To whom it may concern, Don Esteban has been found guilty of aiding and abetting a masked rider. For this crime against the government, he must be shot at sunrise tomorrow. Signed, Andrew Gage.
But Gage is tax collector. Him have no right to say men be shot without trial.
He will do it, though, Tonto. If only to prove his power.
The governor stop him.
But we have no time to reach the governor. We must try to rescue my grandfather.
Not now. We try after dark.
But I cannot stay here while they may be torturing him.
You're no good to grandfather if caught now.
I'm not so sure. Maybe you're right, Tonto. But we'll need some fire for supper. But there is no wood.
Me go find some.
Thanks, Tonto. I'll see what there is to eat.
Huh?
We found him in the last line shack we came to. He swears he hasn't seen the kid since yesterday.
What is it you want now? My life? Take it.
You doddering old fool, your life means nothing to me.
Then it is my grandson, Raphael.
Let him go at once. It is all right, Grandpa. I gave myself up so they will let you go.
No, Raphael. Please, whatever he has done, spare him. Take my life instead. I am an old man, but he is
No,
so
Grandpa.
young.
Take him out.
Please, take me instead.
Out.
Come on, Pop.
He's not leaving, you know.
What is your price?
The gold and records that were taken from me several hours ago.
Impossible.
You've no time to bargain. That masked man you hired to steal it. You told him too much.
You're a murderer?
That will cost you your life.
I expected that.
You forget Don Esteban.
No. He would not want me to buy his life at your price.
Well, that's big, brave talk, Rodrigo.
No, it isn't. I am afraid to die, and so is he. But we will be dying for a good cause.
You will? How?
Those records are on their way to the governor.
I don't believe you. You have until tomorrow morning to tell me truly where the records and gold are.
I have nothing more to say.
And at sunrise tomorrow, you'll both stand before a firing squad and be shot.
Meanwhile, riding far into the night without stopping, the Lone Ranger urged his great horse Silver on toward the governor's mansion.
Yes? Oh, it's you. Come in.
Governor, I've just come from the Sabine Valley.
Whatever you found out must be very urgent.
After you've seen the evidence, I think you'll agree that it's most urgent.
What's this?
This is a petition of complaint from the people of the valley, protesting the dictatorial abuse of power by their tax collector, Andrew Gage. His own tax records will bear witness that these charges are true.
These are very serious accusations. You see those records?
Meanwhile, Tonto, suspecting where young Rafael Rodrigo has gone, cautiously approaches the headquarters of the tax collector.
Listen to this. Having been convicted as a traitor, it is ordered that Rafael Rodrigo shall be shot. The execution will take place tomorrow at dawn in the courtyard. Read it to Rodrigo and the old man, and to as many people as you can find in the village.
Gonna do it up in style, huh?
That's right. Ben is out rounding up some of our men for a firing squad now.
What's the use of that? One man can do it.
A firing squad is more official. I'll watch the execution from the porch. The main gate will be open for everyone to come in and see.
There may be a riot.
And it's up to you and Ben to see that there isn't. Get moving.
Raphael. Tonto, it's too dangerous for you to be here.
Tonto think you kept by traitor. Me bring saw for bars.
No, you don't, Injun. Don't touch that gun. Throw the saw over here. Now drop your gun. Other hand. Looks like the Rodriguez will have company in the morning. Over to the ranch house.
This man is nothing short of a monstrous criminal. A dictator.
And a suspected murderer as well.
Why, it's a blow to the freedom of Americans everywhere. Every minute he's allowed to force his will upon free people. When can we leave for Sabine Valley?
Just as soon as you're dressed, Governor.
Well, what are we waiting for? I'll have the captain follow us with the militia.
Just a few more miles, Governor.
Good, let's go.
Let him come now.
Well, are you prepared to die?
I'm as ready as any man.
Good. Then perhaps you'd still like to help the rest of the people in the valley.
How?
By making a full confession in the courtyard.
Of what?
That you're guilty of treason in defying my authority, and that for their own good, the others must obey my orders without question. That as American citizens, it is their duty. Well,
I will talk to them.
Raphael.
take him.
In the courtyard of the old Rodrigo ranch house, the murmur of the crowd swelled as Rafael Rodrigo took his place.
Don't want it. Suit yourself. It's your shooting. Everything's all set, boss.
Right. Does the prisoner have anything to say before he dies?
Yes, I have. Fellow Americans, this great new country of which you are now citizens is dedicated to the principle of equal justice for all men. If I have violated that principle, then it is right that I must die.
Never mind the oratory. Get on with it.
But you all know that I have fought against injustice. And my last words for you are that you must do the same. Fight with every weapon you have to wipe out these criminals who defy the law, like that tyrant over there.
That's enough. Shoot him!
Tell your men to drop their guns.
No.
Do it or you die.
All right. Drop your guns.
Now release the prisoner.
Ben, set the prisoner free. You'll never get away with this.
No? Look over toward the main gate. That's the governor, Gage. The troops will be here any minute.
Those records.
The governor's seen them all.
Gage's efforts to appear as a legitimate servant of the government went for nothing, as the governor ordered that he be held to account for his conduct.
Take him away.
Will you need Tonto and me for the hearing, Governor?
Not for the hearing, but the West will always need you.
How can we ever repay you?
You're Rafael Rodrigo?
Yes, sir. And this is my grandfather, Don Esteban.
Oh, a pleasure.
I am honored, senor. This was our home for many years.
It still is. And all the others that have lost their homes shall have them back, along with the excessive monies they've been taxed.
That is good, senor. I thank you. Also, the masked man and his Indian friend. Rafael, who are they?
My grandfather. They are Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
Hi-yo, Silver! Ho!